ये नहीं चाहते हैं कि हिंदुस्तान का गरीब किसान का बेटा, मजदूर का बेटा अंग्रेजी सीखे। अगर आप बाकी दुनिया से बात करना चाहते हो तो वहां हिंदी काम नहीं आएगी।
Rahul Gandhi, who is on his Bharat Jodo Yatra, seems to be dividing more than connecting. This time, it is over language. Today, he trained his guns on the BJP and claimed that the Saffron Party does not want the children of poor farmers and labourers to learn English. He said they were pushing for Hindi. Highlighting 1,700 English schools in Rajasthan, he slammed the BJP for promoting Hindi as a medium of instruction in schools. He said, would these same ministers, would the government, would these leaders send their children to Hindi medium schools? They would not. Then why are they preaching? Isn't that doublespeak, is what Rahul Gandhi asked. He said Hindi will not work in foreign countries, and that is why you must not fall into the trap of the BJP pushing Hindi on you. So the question that we ask here on The Right Stand is, has Rahul Gandhi made it Hindi versus English? Joining me on this broadcast, Shahzad Poonawala, national spokesperson of the BJP, political analyst and lawyer Kapil Madan also joins us. But I want to get started with spokesperson of the Congress party, Prashant Pratap. And Prashant Pratap, what exactly was Rahul Gandhi trying to say? Was he trying to say that Hindi is not important and English is all that is there that we must learn? Or was he saying that it's okay, but the government is pushing for Hindi, but it's not English is not the evil that the government makes it out to be?
You know, I'm sure News 18 and especially the channel CNN News 18 would be happy to have English in India, and currently we are able to communicate in the language of English as well. What Rahul ji was trying to say, which has not been shown completely, is that he was trying to say that Hindi is necessary. You missed that part. You didn't show that part. Hindi is necessary. We need it. We love it. That's our language. So is Tamil. So is Telugu and Marathi and Bengali. He said that. And then he said, but to compete internationally, which he clarified twice or thrice, to compete internationally, you need to know English. Even Prime Minister Modi ji will agree. He goes out, he tried, and he even tried to speak in English. I remember one of the misslips he did is MRS, Mrs. Instead of Mrs., he said MRS. I'm sure Modi ji would have agree to that English is required. But when you go to BJP and their poll promises and their political agenda, they say we are getting Hindi, we should get it. The Swadeshi movement they call it, or the Desi movement, they want to impose Hindi even on the southern states. That is not true. If you look at all their children, and I will read them. You know, Rajnath Singh, I will not name the children. His son studies in Leeds. Nirmala Sitharaman, daughter is in Northern University. Prakash Javadekar, Boston University child. Jai Shankar, Georgetown, this is all US. Jai Shankar, Denison University, child is in Denison. Piyush Goyal, Harvard University. Ravi Shankar Prasad, Cornell University. You go to Harshvardhan, Monash University. Shivraj Singh Chauhan, who's the one who's been propagating Hindi in Madhya Pradesh. His son is studying in Pennsylvania, the Penn University. I can show you pictures. They are proudly tweeting and posting on their Twitter platform, including Jyotiraj Scindia. He's been talking about how the children have been studying abroad.
So your objection is to the duplicity. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, of course it's the duplicity. अपना बेटा यहाँ पढ़े, अपने बच्चे यहाँ पढ़े, और तुम बाकियों को बढ़ने मत दो. This is what Rahul Gandhi said. You don't want these guys to get aware about their own rights and duties and what they can do.
Sure.
This is what
but there are at least 52 crore people in this country that have Hindi as their first language. If there is Hindi as medium of instruction in higher education or in engineering or in medicine, don't you think that opens up horizons and doors for those people who perhaps could only dream of until now?
You know,
why is that an imposition?
We saw that with Shivraj Chauhan, instead of anatomy, study of, which is the study of body, they translated that directly into Hindi. They did not even use the Hindi word. And then he had the option of saying that, Lohopat Gamani, which is the Hindi word for train. They said, who would use that? So rather we translate that train into Hindi. No, this is duplicity. It is as fraud as any of their
Sure.
promises.
So it's duplicitous, Shehzad. It is nothing but jumla, as the Congress and the opposition often uses in terms of the government and the Prime Minister. That's what it is. It's all a political narrative. And the Congress wants the people of this country to know that it's not going to fool anyone.
I'm not surprised that Congress loves everything Videshi. And there's no problem with English. The problem is with the anglicized mindset and the anglicized sense of entitlement that you come with. Now let me explain to you why. You're talking about duplicity. Behind you is a poster. What is it called? Bharat Jodo. Why didn't you name it in English? Secondly, Hindi Divas was started in 1949. Now please don't interrupt. Courtesy या मर्यादा कौन सा शब्द पसंद करेंगे? Please have patience. 1949 Hindi Divas was started. Congress was in power. 1963 Official Languages Act was created. Congress was in power. Parliament Committee to promote Hindi usage. Indira Gandhi was in power. Thereafter 2011 reports signed off by whom? P. Chidambaram, promoting Hindi in not only all the sectors of the government but in fact websites and railways and everywhere across the country irrespective of the state. Congress was in power. By the way, let me also tell you that you are the one who said in the constitution that after the 15 years is over, English language should be replaced by Hindi as a link language. And therefore, today when we promote regional languages, all languages which are official languages of India, because they all promote Rashtra Bhavna and Rashtriya Ekta, what is the problem? This is the anglicized mindset of the Congress. And by the way, let me also tell you that if you have a problem with everything that is connected with this country, whether it's Sanskriti, whether it's the Sena, whether it's the Bhavna of Ekta that comes from our regional languages, Japan has developed as an economy not by the use of English. This sense of entitlement on one end and the lack of self-confidence is the reason why you kept this country backward. Studies have shown that learning for children in their mother tongue actually helps them grow. This is a scientific study, and the national education policy, the new education policy, promotes the use of mother tongue. But today the Congress is stridently against people using their mother tongue, which are the official languages. That's Marathi, Gujarati. You can fault the Prime Minister for not having immaculate English. He comes from a Gujarati speaking state. I come from a Marathi speaking state. But this disdain, Poonam, let me just elaborate in the last 20 seconds. Ever since Rahul Gandhi has been kicked out of Amethi, या मैं हिंदी में बोलूं लात मार के भगा दिया गया, he has been starting this assault on Hindi speaking people. He said North Indians don't understand the issues of this country. Thereafter his sister went to CM Channi, and at that time they were laughing and calling the people of North India bhaiyas. This is their mindset. Because they have been rejected by the people of Uttar Pradesh and Bihar, they are now against the Hindi language itself.
Where did you study, Shahjad? Where did you study? In MIT, right? I was just looking at that. Was it an English medium school?
Sir, I studied in MIT Pune, and yes, it was my school also. Actually, I studied in St. Vincent's.
Yes, so
by the way, in St. Vincent's, we had studied Marathi from first standard and Hindi from fifth standard. Sir, आप छोड़ दीजिए सर, आपसे नहीं हो पाएगा, आप छोड़ दीजिए इस बात को. MIT विदेश वाली MIT नहीं, MIT पुणे यूनिवर्सिटी से पढ़ा हूँ मैं, which is now सावित्रीबाई फुले यूनिवर्सिटी. क्यों आप अपने आप को, क्यों आप राहुल गांधी के प्रवक्ता ये प्रूव कर रहे हैं? आप कोई भी भाषा में बोले, यू कांट बी कॉम्प्रिहेंडेड, नॉर कैन राहुल गांधी बी कॉम्प्रिहेंडेड. आप जिस भाषा में बोले, यू स्टडी इटालियन, आपके लिए बस एक ही भाषा ठीक है, इटालियन. ये रोम मानसिकता और इटालियन मानसिकता को छोड़िए. You came on my college,
right,
which college I studied.
Right, and the discussion is about whether or not this is an attempt by Rahul Gandhi to pit Hindi versus English. Is it an elitist mindset, as the BJP says, Kapil Madan? That's really the crux of the debate. Bharat Jodo is the attempt that Rahul Gandhi is making with the mission that he is on. But is he not dividing the country on language lines when he makes comments like that?
Well, Poonamji, I think your conclusion that a statement or a remark given on the English language divides the country, and I think this is only a figment of your imagination. This is far from reality, and I will give you a logical answer to this. Now, when you go to any institution, of course, yes, Mr. Gandhi has not discouraged that you should not be speaking your regional language. What he was trying to insist was that if you're going to an institution, you will of course want to acquire something that you don't know. And if you are already good in your regional language, and if you acquire an additional skill which makes you better, which makes you more competitive, which makes you fit to compete, at any at any international forum, maybe a competitive exam, maybe anything that is there in English, And I think we are missing the larger issue that he was trying to highlight. What he was trying to highlight was that you can't have this diabolical argument where in your own family you will have your people, your kids studying only in the English medium school.
Sure.
While in the country you are giving a bhashan ki nahi ji, aap, I again want to reiterate, everyone should be, and there is nothing wrong in that. Everyone should be take proud in speaking their own regional language. But the point is, if you want to go and compete at an international forum, whether you will be able to perform better if you
Sure.
have an additional skill or not, is the question that he was trying to address.
Sure. So it just gives you an edge. Shehzad, that's the point that Rahul Gandhi was making. It's not about
That's
pitting
an
one language or
additional
one
skill.
part of the country
That's
to
an
another. Yeah,
additional skill.
it's an additional
Poonam,
skill
just-
that gives you the edge. That's exactly what he was trying to say, right? When you go out in the world, then that gives you an advantage because then you can communicate with the
And
world in the
who-
language they understand.
And who has denied people learning and wanting to take English and go abroad? Nobody has denied them that. But to say that people who don't know English are less competent, and that inherent mindset that because you don't know English, you're less competent and you can't compete at an international platform, you should look at the icons of India. They have all made their mark with or without English. This is degrading the country and degrading the Rashtra Bhavna that comes through our Rashtra. There's no Rashtra Bhasha, there are Rajya Bhashas, but these Indic languages give a self-confidence to us, and to undermine that is what Rahul Gandhi has done time and again consistently.
And Prashant Pratap, Rahul Gandhi said that they don't want the poor or the children of poor farmers or the poor people to learn English. They're blocking English from you. They are letting you have that disadvantage of not going out in the world. Now, many would suggest that that is a counter argument that the BJP is trying to make. The fact that you are making Hindi as a medium of instruction in states where Hindi is the first language, especially in higher education courses, you are in fact opening up doors for those very poor people.
I will reiterate that again. Yes, Hindi is important. So are the other regional languages, whether it is Tamil, whether it is Bengali, whether it is Oriya. All the languages are important, including Marathi, from where Shehzad Poonawalla comes from. But Shehzad Poonawalla, in his the BJP spokesperson, in his duplicity, he slowly moved away from the topic that he studied in an English medium school. Why did he study in an English medium? Of course, it gives you an edge over others. This is what we are trying to say. When why China is lagging in terms of software exports, because they are very bad in English. They promoted their own regional language, but they did not promote also English with that. What we did is we had English there as well. So we are able to compete in software export because we have a good know-how of the English language. English language is required everywhere internationally to communicate with different regions. And
Sure.
it is just not US and UK. You go to Europe,
Sure.
you need English language. You go to even different parts of India as well. There are
Sure. So
people
Rahul
in
Gandhi
Tamil
was
Nadu
just
who
trying to
not
state
speak
the
Hindi.
obvious. Shehzad Poonawalla, I'm running out of time, but 30 seconds.
This is a counterintuitive argument. The fact is that for 60 years you governed this country. Why didn't you make English accessible in government-run schools? This is actually on you. You should have been doing more to allow, if you believe that English is the sole way to actually make
You
your mark
learned
on every
English during
platform,
Congress regime
you should have
itself,
then
right?
ensured that there were capacities to
English in
teach
Congress
English
regime,
and to
right?
study English in government-run
Where did
schools.
you
Good
study?
capacities. You didn't build
One
it,
of the
and now it's
colleges
happening
which
in
happened
regional
during
languages
Congress rule,
and in
right?
English, and you have a problem with that. I don't understand what your issue is, but like I said, it will take a whole
So
new
the
language to
politics of
understand Rahul
language
Gandhi.
continues. Whether or not Rahul Gandhi was trying to pit one against the other, one language against the other, one region against the other, one class of people against the other, that still remains to be debated. The fact of the